We're live from the CNN News 18 primetime studios presented by Green Lamb Laminates. Viewers, a while ago news broke suggesting that the Taj Mahal, the Mughal era monument to eternal love made by Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan in memory of his wife, was in fact a Shiva temple. A Hindu group even filed a petition in the High Court saying that the so-called Tejo Mahalya claim was first made by historian P.M. Oak, who argued that the Taj was a Hindu temple dedicated to Lord Shiva, that it was built in the 4th century by Raja Paramardi Dev and taken over by Shah Jahan, who converted it into a mausoleum. Some Hindu fringe groups even landed up waving saffron flags at the monument site. Within moments of these stupefying antics, all hell broke loose. The usual suspects from the pro-Congress ecosystem, the Congress party and its India bloc allies, began to claim that Hindu supremacists were working to eviscerate just about any sign of Muslim culture in India. That Hindus wanted to turn India into a Hindu Rajya where there would be no space for Muslims. That the two-nation theory was being given a Hindu twist to create a Hindu Pakistan, and so on and so forth. You know what was said, viewers. All this was well-deserved. All this was well-deserved criticism. The Taj Mahal is not a Shiva temple. We know this. There is no documentary evidence to suggest it. Not even an iota of evidence. So one would have expected the same grouping that ranted and raved against Hindus to react in exactly the same incensed way when a very mainstream Muslim organization has now come out and claimed that the land on which the Maha Kumbh is taking place in Prayagraj is Waqf land. And Muslims are doing Hindus a favor by not claiming it and allowing the Kumbh to continue, to take place. But viewers, has that happened? No. Not a word of criticism for the Muslim group has escaped the lips of this same Congress ecosystem or any of the India bloc parties. Not one word. No one is calling these people lumpen, Jinnah followers. No one from their ecosystem, viewers, is coming out and saying this is not the way. If you want to build bridges with the Hindus, you can't be disrespecting their most elemental festivities, their traditions and their rituals. You can't be taking their land. Viewers, not one word of criticism. Nobody has come out and said anything. But first, here is the outlandish claim in the words of the cleric Maulana Shahabuddin Razvi, the president, no less, of the All India Muslim Jamat. And he says, and I quote, the All India Akhara Parishad has asked that no non-Sanatanis be given permission to set up stalls in the Mela area. They have also asked devotees and attendees not to give any business to Muslims. We have not raised any objections over the 55 bigha of Waqf land being used for the Kumbh, unquote. Viewers, what is he saying? We Muslims have not raised any objections over the 55 bigha of Waqf land being used for the Kumbh. Viewers, the Kumbh came much before Islam even began to spread out of Arabia. The Kumbh predates by 1,000 years, by a whole millennia, Islam. The only ones who are outraged as of now are Hindu groups, which of course is predictable. Chakrapani Maharaj, Hindu seer, has come out and said, I believe that immediate action should be taken against people who spoil the atmosphere in this way. FIR should be registered against them and they should be arrested. If such people are out, they will keep asking such nonsense and spoil the atmosphere of the country, unquote. Sadhvi Ritambra, Hindu religious leader, has said, those who divided the country based on religion, they are capturing India's land with the conspiracy of Waqf. This conspiracy should be stopped. No politics is happening regarding Maha Kumbh. It is a place to get dharam and punja, unquote. Vinod Bansal, VHP national spokesperson, as well as, of course, other leaders from the BJP have all come out and trashed, viewers, this Maulana. But viewers, nobody from the Congress ecosystem has opened their mouth. None of all those historians, that Medal Wapsi Brigade, Award Wapsi Brigade, nobody's written a letter to this Maulana to say, what are you doing? Anyhow, VHP national spokesperson has said, and I quote, I think all of the Maulanas are following the line of Jinnah, and what he said, Ladke liya Pakistan, has kar lenge Hindustan, the dream of Ghazwa-e-Hind will remain just a dream, and if you keep saying such absurd things, the results will be negative for you, unquote. This is, of course, not the first time that the so-called secular, integrationist, inclusive ecosystem, as they call themselves, viewers, has sat silent as Muslim groups have made outrageous claims. And there's nothing to suggest that the claims are not themselves a part of a well-thought-through pattern or motive. Here are some of these claims, viewers. Yes, they're claiming, the Waqf is claiming the Kumbh land today. But on the 15th of October 2024, Badruddin Ajmal, AIUADF chief, one of the biggest political parties in Assam, said, I was in parliament for 15 years and there were rumors that parliament is built on Waqf land. That's why I'm asking for an investigation into this. And if it's true, then it is very wrong, unquote. There's been a claim on the Taj Mahal in August 2005. The UP Sunni Waqf Board laid a claim on Taj Mahal. Again, viewers, nobody from the ecosystem says, what rubbish. In fact, viewers, no one condemned these people, allowing them, emboldening them to constantly make these outlandish claims and incite Hindus and others. In this case, of course, viewers, this is UP Sunni Waqf Board laying a claim on the Taj. And at that time, this was thought to be an internal matter of the Muslim community. Let them do what they want to. Then the Waqf claimed an entire village in Govindpur, Bihar, declared as a Waqf in August 2024. All the villagers received notices stating the land they occupy belongs to the Waqf and they must vacate. In September 2024, Waqf Board claimed ownership of 6 temples in Delhi. Yes, viewers, 6. Then, viewers, in November 2024, in its notice, the Waqf Board stated that a 115-year-old Uday Pratap College in Varanasi belongs to it. 115 years, viewers, they were silent. Suddenly they woke up. All of this, viewers, all these instances that I'm bringing out to you, including the one today, of this mainstream Maulana, of a mainstream Muslim body saying that the entire Kumbh is taking place on Waqf land and Muslims have not asked for it back because we are magnanimous. All of these weirdo claims, viewers, brings me to ask some basic questions. Can any Muslim invested in multiculturalism endorse the claim by the president of the All India Muslim Jamat? Where are the OACs, the India bloc parties who talk about secularism and accommodation today? Why aren't they speaking up? Is the Waqf being used as a legal weapon to wage Ghazwa-e-Hind, to deny Hindus a place in Bharat? Is the onus, viewers, only on Hindus to maintain good relations with other communities? And are others exempt? They can say what they like, they can provoke how much they want. So only the Hindus that must mind their P's and Q's, is it? Let's ask some questions, viewers, and I want to go straight across to Waris Pathan, national spokesperson of the AIMIM, a party led by the incomparable Asaduddin Owaisi, barrister, English-educated barrister, if you please, viewers. And Waris Pathan Saab, I want to ask you, sir, why haven't you condemned this Maulana, this All India Muslim Jamat Maulana Shahabuddin Razvi? Why haven't you said that he is a latter-day Jinnah, that he wants to split India, that he wants to wage by proxy Ghazwa-e-Hind to get rid of Hindus? I'm not hearing all this. Is this only reserved for Hindus, sir?
Well, Rahul, to begin with, let me tell you, the Supreme Court has time and again said once a Waqf, always a Waqf. But here the question is the intention of the BJP and the RSS. Their intentions are malafide. Their intentions are to usurp the property belonging to the Muslims, the Waqf properties. Why I say that? Because bringing an amendment bill in the parliament which is now before the JPC. The JPC is holding meetings. Our party president Assaduddin Owaisi is also the member of the JPC, and it will be decided by them whether the Waqf Amendment Bill should be allowed or it should be rejected outright. But here, if somebody has claimed that okay, this property belongs to Waqf, then it is for almost lies on him to prove that okay, there are documents to suggest that this property is of Waqf. The Waqf Board is there, Waqf Tribunal is there. If somebody is aggrieved, he can definitely go there and prove. And if he is aggrieved from the Waqf Board order, they may definitely move the higher courts and get an order in their favor or whatever they can. But here the intentions, you see, everybody has read the amendments which have been given in the parliament, submitted before the parliament. The amendments are, Rahul per se says that they want to interfere into the property of the Waqf. Now SDM and DCM will decide whether the property is Waqf or no. Now, have you ever heard that in the Hindu Endowment Board, any Muslim is there as a caretaker or a party to it or a member of the board? Nowhere. But here bringing this kind of bill and saying that no, he will be there in the Waqf Board, this is something which is interfering into the personal matter of the Muslims. Is Waqf not a property belong to? This is a private property. Let me remind you time and again, the Waqf property is a private property, is not a public property, which Modi should know and clarify.
Right.
That is why we say,
okay,
there are Waqf properties.
Two questions. Mr. Pathan, two questions to you.
Because 400, 500 years, nobody was
1 second.
registering the properties. Yeah, during that period.
Two counter questions to you, Mr. Pathan. Thank you for laying out your proposition.
Yeah.
But two questions. Can this Hindu Endowment Board claim properties of Muslims? Yes or no?
If the property belongs to the Muslim, they cannot. If the property belongs to the Hindus, the Muslim cannot.
Okay.
If the property is under the Hindu Endowment
Viewers,
Board, how
the
can
Hindu
anybody go
Endowment
there and claim? If
Board
the
cannot
document
claim
says
any
that, nobody
property,
can
even
claim.
if it is a property belonging to Hindus. They
If
can't
there are
claim.
documents.
1 second, 1 second, 1 second, sir, 1 second.
No.
1 second. 1 second. I now want to come to my second question, which I will bring on to that point that you are making. You said if people have documents, they can move the courts. And if the Waqf has documents, they can move the courts, let the courts decide whether the property belongs to the Waqf or not. That's what you said, right, Mr. Pathan?
Right.
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 So if tomorrow someone came around from the
Why I
Hindu
said
side,
so.
1 second, and they said that, look, no, 1 second, let me finish. And they said that, yes, the Gyanvapi mosque, we have all the documents to show that this was a Hindu temple that has been taken over at the point of a sword. The temple there was destroyed and we are moving court. Why, Mr. Pathan, do you have a problem with that? You constantly have a problem with that. You say that is an invasion of Muslim properties. This is a forcible takeover.
I have a problem. Allow me.
Yes,
I have a problem, Rahul, because the Places of Worship Act 1991 is still into existence.
You leave that
And
to
was
the court to
intention
decide,
bring
no?
The Places of Worship Act was clear. No, the courts have already said Places
Right.
of Worship Act into existence. It has been decided. Now the
Okay.
matter is sub judice. But what was the intention for bringing the Places of Worship Act? So
Brilliant.
that this question could not have arisen today.
What a good
Any
point
place, monument, 50
Mr. Pathan has made.
1947.
What a
You cannot
fantastic
change
point.
The nature or character of that place.
Viewers-
So why you want to change the character?
Viewers,
Because you
what
want
a
to take back the
fantastic
country to the
point
91 era.
Mr.
You want
Pathan
to
has
take
made
back
tonight.
the country to the 91 era.
Fantastic
You want to get
point.
it to the Babri era. Yeah, that is what the
Mr.
intentions
Pathan,
are.
fantastic
That's why I
point.
said
You have
time and
hit the
again
nail
Modi
on the
government
head
wants
and
to
I
rise the
congratulate you.
situation.
I congratulate you, Mr. Pathan, for hitting the nail on the head. You have hit the cricket ball out of the park for a
Yeah,
six.
I hit that,
Now,
yeah.
viewers, listen to me. What kind of country is this? That Hindus can't go to court with documents. With documents. Go to court. I am not saying that they take a shovel and they dig up.
Why
Or they
can't they
do.
go?
One second, let me
Why
finish.
can't they go?
Let me
So why are
finish.
you spreading
Let me
currents
finish.
and
Let me
lies?
finish.
Why
Let me
can't a
finish.
Hindu go to
Let
a
me
court?
finish. Let me
Court is
finish.
open for
Let me
everybody,
finish.
to be everybody.
Mr. Pathan, you're not going to allow me to finish. That's not fair. I allowed you to finish, sir. You said everything you had to say. Now, viewers, think about it. The Waqf allows Muslims with so-called documents to go and say, look, this Kumbh area, we have some documents to show this is Waqf land, so get the Hindus out of this Kumbh area. And they can go to court. But if Hindus go, they say, no, there is something called the Places of Worship Act. Now, viewers, think about this. One community is allowed to go to court. The other community has been stopped from going to court. and we call ourselves a secular equal democracy.
No.
Viewers,
no.
this is bizarre.
No, false.
Now,
false accusation.
Mr. Pathan, straight
These are
question,
totally
straight
false
question,
and
straight
baseless
question,
allegations.
straight
No,
question.
Rahul, let me correct you.
Oh,
you
correct
cannot
me.
tell the Hindus of the country that they have no right to approach the court. Every citizen of the country has a right to approach the court.
Right.
If he feels that no, he's got certain documents.
You just
and he
said-
wants to prove his case beyond
You
reasonable
just
doubt, he
said,
can
you
approach
just
the court.
said that the Places of Worship Act
You say
stops.
why Hindus cannot go and only
You
Muslims
said
can
that the
go.
Places
No,
of
because
Worship
you
Act
say so.
stops Hindus.
You say so.
You say that the
This is
Places
for
of
both.
Worship Act
It is for
stops
Hindus
Hindus.
and Muslims both.
Should Hindus therefore go? Should
It
Hindus
is for
therefore
the
go?
Hindus and Muslims,
So
Christians,
ask
Sikhs,
me,
everybody.
answer me.
That
Sambal.
law is for law is
Should the
applicable to
Hindus
all,
not be
only
allowed to go
Muslims
to
or
court to
Hindus.
check
It's for
out
all.
the... One second. Should Hindus not be allowed to go to court to check up the antecedents of Sambal Mosque?
Allowed.
Allowed.
Go.
Now viewers, look
Who
at his
stopped
boss.
them? Who stopped them?
Asaduddin Owaisi says that should
They
not
are
be
already
allowed.
there.
That
They are
should
already
not be
there.
allowed
They are
because there is a
already
Place
before
of Worship Act. And it is Mr.
Because
Owaisi who
Places
said
of
this in
Worship
the
Act,
Supreme Court.
that
He
act is
pleaded
into
himself.
existence.
This is
Pending an
this
act,
is
how
how
can
the
you go
this is how
beyond
the
the court's-
goalpost changes. But
How
I want
can
to
you
bring
go
in
beyond
Pradeep
the
Bhandari.
court's prerogative?
Well,
You
Rahul.
cannot. Rahul, everybody has a right to
Ah,
approach
right,
the
sir. You
honourable
can tell
court
Mr.
if it is
Owaisi
in
that.
the
Why has he
document,
gone
but
to the
Places of
Supreme
Worship
Court
Act,
then?
till it is
Why
in
has he gone to the
existence, you
Supreme
cannot
Court?
go.
Why has he gone to the
Yeah,
Supreme
we are
Court?
there.
Now,
Already we are there.
Okay.
We are there in the
We are
Supreme
there
Court.
already there.
in
We
the
are
Supreme
already
Court.
there.
Our
We are
battle
all
is tagged on
prepared there.
17th September,
Okay,
marked
wait,
in the
wait.
Jamiatul Ulema.
No, very
We
nice.
are there, yes. We are already
Okay,
there.
we are
have
there,
filed
we are
petition
there.
in the
Okay,
Supreme Court.
now viewers-
And our matter is tagged, fixed for 17th
one quick
February for
question.
hearing,
Mr.
along with the
Pathan,
Jamiatul
one
Ulema.
quick question.
Yeah.
You will never be able to complain after this that I don't give you time. I've given you 10 minutes on the show. Straight question. Should this group, the president of this group, All India Muslim Jamat, Maulana Shahabuddin Razvi, apologize to the Hindu community for hurting their sentiments by claiming that the Maha Kumbh is taking place on Waqf land? Should he? Yes or no?
Well, if he has got documents, let him prove.
Ah.
Let the Waqf Board take a decision. Let the Waqf Tribunal take a decision. Who am I to tell him anything? He has made a suggestion that this property belongs to the Waqf, where the Kumbh Mela is taking place. The onus lies on him. Okay, show documents. If it is there, it is Waqf. It is Waqf.
Okay.
If it is not Waqf, then they have to prove. The Waqf
Okay.
Tribunal will take care of it.
Okay, but we will not condemn. Viewers, if a Hindu gets up and says Tejo Mahal is a Hindu property and Mr. Oak, the historian, had said so, they will nail him. They will demand, viewers, an apology. They will ask him to be jailed. They will file police cases. But here, viewers, let him prove. Let him bring the documents. It's okay. What is the big deal? Hindus can go somewhere else. They can go by the banks of another river. What is the big deal? They can even leave if they don't like it. Viewers, this is the double standard. Pradeep Bhandari, I want to ask you, sir. I want to ask you. What is the UP administration going to do about All India Muslim Jamat, Maulana Shahabuddin Razvi, led by Yogi Adityanath, BJP Chief Minister?
Well, Rahul, we'll file the FIR at the appropriate time. Nobody, whether it is Samajwadi Party or any of these groups backed by the Samajwadi Party in the India Alliance, can prevent a massive grand Maha Kumbh where more than 40 crore Sanatanis are coming, and this is why they're irritated. But let me answer my friend at the start, Varis, who's completely wrong. Point number one, the Supreme Court has never said this, that once a waqf, always a waqf. It was a council while arguing in the Supreme Court which made a plea that once a waqf, always a waqf. Point number one. Point number two, Varis has not told this audience that the Waqf Act 1954 was amended in 2013 with the section 40 which gave unanimous power to the Waqf Board to claim any property as a waqf property, even a non-Islamic property as a waqf property, which was against the initial characteristic of the waqf. So waqf has now started to operate as a land mafia. Point number three, no Hindu, Christian or any other individual has a separate tribunal in such cases. They approach a civil court. Here you do not approach a civil court. The party which is the affected party, that is the waqf, you have to approach the waqf to decide your own case, which is against the Constitution of India of Baba Sahib Bhimrao Ambedkar and against the principle of natural justice. This is why we will amend the Waqf Act through the Parliament of India. What Mr. Owaisi wants to do, he can do, because we believe in the Constitution of India. Now let me come to this part. No, this is not happening by a coincidence, what is being said by the Maulana.
Not by coincidence, you're saying?
Absolutely not.
By design?
Absolutely.
Whose
yes.
design?
It is by the design of the India Alliance and the Samajwadi Party. I will tell you how. If you recall, during Samajwadi Party's time, who was made in charge of Kumbh? It was Azam Khan, who was a Hindu hater. If you recall, he had diverted money for a Johar Mela in Rampur. Right now, Mr. Yogi Adityanath is spending 5 times the money which was spent earlier by the Samajwadi Party government. There is no CAG report which says that there is a corruption like in the time of Samajwadi Party government. And 4 times the people are coming than what it had come during the time of Samajwadi Party government. And this is why they want to discredit the Maha Kumbh festival by claiming it as a Waqf land. And this is what they do with every Hindu festival.
So
remember what happened
that there is a general feeling of insecurity.
There is a genuine feeling of insecurity because ek hai to safe hai. Every Sanatani across the globe is coming. Can you tell me, anywhere across the world, have you seen such a congregation of individuals belonging to a faith coming together? Nowhere in the world.
Tariq Khan.
This is why their issue
Samajwadi Party national spokesperson respond to Pradeep Bhandari, sir, on the point that he is making that this is a grand design. You're instigating these Maulanas.
Well, their people,
at an institutional level.
No, first of all, in 2019 there was a Ardh Kumbh and there was also a CAG report says that कि इन लोगों ने वहां पर पैसे की लूट की थी. वो कैग रिपोर्ट मेरे पास है. I'll send everybody. 2019 की कैग रिपोर्ट कि अर्ध कुंभ में 8.5 करोड़ रुपए का घोटाला भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार ने कहा था. I'll not do this. Okay. And first of all, let me say this. You say that a Hindu person or a Hindu community cannot approach to the court directly if there is a dispute. Okay. How there is a Gyanvapi case? How there is a case on Teenewala Masjid? How there is a Sambhal? How there is more than 11 places there has been cases in the lower court. And at the primary level, it has been asked that go to the tribunal. Lower court says, no, we will accept this play and hold all the procedure in that court. So how
do you support the cases? Do you support the cases?
I am presenting the
Do you support the cases? 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 Then withdraw the petitions that you have filed. If you don't support the cases, I understand. If you support the cases, withdraw the petitions. Withdraw the petitions. Mr. Khan, if you support the cases, withdraw the petition.
Petitions are there.
Why?
Petitions are there.
Why should they be there? Why should they be there if you have no problems with Hindus approaching the courts?
I have no problems. Hindus should approach the courts.
Then why are you filing cases stopping Hindus from approaching courts?
There is worship.
I'm asking you, let the court decide. The Chief Justice of India has come out and said that the Places of Worship Act do not apply to ASI monuments.
Liar.
You say that the Hindu Paksh cannot approach to the court. Now, how these matters are in the courts? Why they are not being
Mr.
Khan,
Okay. I want to ask you. First you answer me. I will answer you. I don't run away. I will answer you. First you answer me. Quick. Okay. ठीक है. मैं आपको बताता हूँ. Viewers. Let me finish. What did I say? That these people do not want Hindus to approach the courts. They say that Hindus should not be allowed to approach the courts. They say that Hindus should not be allowed to approach the court prima facie because there is the Place of Worship Act. That is the petition that they have moved. If there was no problem with Hindus approaching the court, why are these petitions being moved? Is the court not capable? 1 second. Or is not the court capable of deciding whether these petitions are ultra-virus of the constitution or not, viewers? No. But they want to stop Hindus from approaching the courts. They don't want Hindus to approach the court. What are the Hindus doing, viewers? They are not doing, luckily and thankfully, what happened in 1991 when the Babri Masjid was pulled down, 92, on the 6th of December. They are not doing that, viewers. They have renounced that direct action methodology. They have said, no, we will approach our courts. And the moment they approach the courts, viewers, there is a petition filed to say, do not entertain their pleas. Why, viewers? Why? In the same breath, they say, no, it's okay for Muslims to approach the courts if they have documents. Do Hindus put counter petitions to say Muslims should not approach the court. Anyhow, I want to bring in the VHP national spokesperson. But before that, Mr. Khan, very quick question. Do you approve of what this president of the All India Muslim Jamat, Maulana Shahabuddin Razvi, has said? Do you approve or do you condemn him?
I condemn in a strongest word.
You'll condemn him.
Our party condemn these type of thing in its strongest word.
Mr. Yadav, a spokesperson of your political party, has come out and supported this man. His bites are all over ANI. Why is your party speaking in two different voices tonight?
Means you're asking me?
Yes, sir.
You're asking me?
Yes, sir.
Means what? He's not a responsible person. His organization started in 2022.
Okay. Quick response, Mr. VHP spokesperson. 1 second. Okay, 10 seconds. Mr. Bhandari, quick response.
His spokesperson officially is endorsing what the Maulana has said, that the Maha Kumbh is on Waqf land. If that is the case, they should remove the spokesperson. Number two, in Sambal case, these individuals had altered the ASI protected monument, which is against the ASI Act, and they do not want the Hindu temple of Hanumanji Mandir, which has been locked since last 40 years, to even come out. This is their strategy, that ये दिखाएंगे संबल का डॉक्यूमेंट लेके गए थे समाजवादी पार्टी वाले कि भाई ये लो वक्फी प्रॉपर्टी संबल में, और अभी कैटेगोरिकली इसके खिलाफ नहीं बोल सकते तारिक खान.
And the interesting thing is, viewers, that the documents that were produced, 1 second, the documents that were produced, the Waqf so-called claim, turned out to be fake.
Yes.
It turned out to be fake, viewers. It was a fake document. Nonetheless, VHP national spokesperson is here with us, and I want to bring you in, sir, on this very important point. Mr. Nair, I want you to respond to me and tell me that the charge is that all of you organizations, especially the All India Akhada Parishad, the reason why these claims are being made is because they have said no Sanatanis, non-Sanatanis will not be given permission to set up stalls in the Kumbh Mela area. And they are saying that this is discriminatory. And that is the reason why we are making this statement, because what you have said is hurtful. It is like an apartheid. So now here you go. We are also giving you something that will make you feel extremely upset.
See, first of all, this is bizarre and nonsense. They're claiming Kumbh land belonging to Waqf Board. This is a pure nuisance, because it's high time the government of India, it's high time to ban this Waqf Board at all. It has to be scrapped. We all know Islam has nothing to do with this Bharat Bhumi, this land called Bharat Bhumi. It has nothing to do. Mr. Waris Pathan was saying 500 years back there was no practice of registering property. 500 years back, absolutely it is right that some invaders from the Arab world came and ruled our country in bits and pieces. They were invaders, and all those have gone back, and some who remained are tea sellers, like Mughals, are tea sellers in this country. And the Muslims in these countries, their forefathers, their ancestors were Hindus. How can they claim the legacy of Mughals, Mongols, Turks, or Khiljis, or whoever it may be? So this is absolutely bizarre nonsense. It is high time the government scraps. 14th century Islam came into...
No, so hang on. The government, no, 1 second. The government is represented by the BJP. We all know the history, sir. The BJP national spokesperson is sitting right in front of you, Mr. Bhandari.
I am absolutely...
So I'm asking you, when is... See, one date of parliament has come and gone. Now another extension has been sought. This looks like something that is going to continue.
Rahul,
the amendment is gone.
Article 370 was abrogated by Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi's government. I assure you, and I can give this to you in writing, that it will be this government which will pass it through the parliament in a democratic manner.
From the BJP government,
Okay.
The way we are hopeful for Ram Temple.
But Mr. Nair,
only BJP
let me ask you.
Scrap this.
No, that's fine. But the RSS chief has come out and said, stop looking under all temples now.
Look at the intentions.
Just leave it.
This is what I wanted to say.
This is not
See,
right.
Honorable, respected Mohan Bhagwatji also said the people of this country, everybody is a Hindu. Either they are Hindu.
So that's fine. But he's telling you, he's telling you now simply this. Give up these claims on Sambal.
They should respect their ancestors.
That's true, Mr. Nair. And that's one of the reasons why India is a multicultural society, is because Hindus are secular. We all understand this. But I want to ask you a question. Mr. Bhagwat is saying that organizations like the VHP and others are going out there and launching campaigns. They all want to become netas. Can you stop this?
See, Rahul, first of all, Mr. Pujaniya Sar Sanchalak ji never quoted VHP's name. And again, I am telling you with full responsibility, VHP was only spearheading Ram Janmabhoomi movement, and we were claiming only 2 temples. When the negotiations were going on, IFS, Mr. Shahabuddin, there was a negotiation with the saints of our country. We had only claimed 3 temples, that is Kashi, Mathura and Ayodhya. Now Ayodhya is a reality, a grand temple has come into existence. Now these 2 temples we are claiming.
Okay,
we
Mr.
never
Pathan.
spearheaded a movement, or never we have been a part of any movement.
Mr.
But the fact remains,
You heard the VHP.
thousands and thousands
Okay,
of
you heard-
temples
you
were
heard the
demolished
VHP.
by this barbaric invader.
I will ask
Okay,
you a
one second,
simple
one second.
question,
No,
Rahul.
Mr. Pathan, one second.
Just now you...
Yeah, there's one small question I have to ask you. Look, your VHP national spokesperson has also come out and said, Ram, Gyanvapi and Mathura. That's it. Nothing else for us. In the spirit of accommodation, if it matters so much, and these are Shakti Peeths, these are also
They should have a
the
large heart. They
Vaticans
should
in
give
a
up.
sense
And-
of the
and
Hindu.
temple
Why
and
don't you
mosques are just a-
why don't you
Rahul,
come
let me-
forward?
Rahul,
Why
let
don't
me-
you
Mosques
come?
have no
No, one
relevance.
second. Why should there not be a settlement?
Why should we be made? Why should we come forward always? Why should we come forward? We lost
When have
our
you come
Babri
forward
Masjid.
always?
They conspired, and the Babri
never
Masjid
came
was
forward.
martyred on
We
6
fought
December
in the court.
1992.
Babur
which
Mr.
is
conspired
the
first.
democracy of this country.
We have won the case.
Allow
in the
me,
Supreme Court.
sir,
Please
this is
find
not
it.
the
Mr. Nair,
way
let him
for a
finish.
decent
Let him finish.
debate.
It's okay. Let him finish. Let him finish. Yeah,
No,
Mr.
I'm just
Pathan.
correcting
Mr.
you.
It's okay.
Nair,
You can respond.
Vishwa
You can
Hindu
respond.
Parishad,
Yeah.
And you are not listening to what Mr. Mohan Bhagwat says. Mohan Bhagwat has clearly said that stop digging up masjids and finding out shivlings. Do some other work. Why don't you listen to him? Because you want to become a neta, you want to become a leader. Every now and then some people come forward and say, okay, I feel that there is a mandir below the masjid and I want to dig up there. Similar thing you
Okay.
did in Ajmer Sharif.
Okay,
Dargah.
okay, okay,
Why
okay.
did you do an application before the
Okay,
Ajmer?
one second, one
Before the Ajmer magistrate, where Modi has sent a chadar there. When Narendra Modi, Prime Minister of the country, has sent a chadar just recently to Ajmer Sharif
Viewers.
Dargah, and I was the one, I said, Mr. Modi should have also given a message that I am sending a chadar, it is a dargah, and please don't try to dig out mandir
Okay.
there. He should have also sent a message there.
Okay.
That is
Now-
why this
now
Vishwa Hindu
viewers-
Parishad, other people are not listening to
Viewers,
anybody.
in the interest of communal amity and harmony, I appeal to all sides here to stop provoking each other. That is what is required. Whether it is Mr. Pathan's side, whether it is Mr. Khan's side, the Samajwadi Party side, whether there are these Muslim groups, I think the time has come. Just as
Or Mr. Rahul
One
Shivshankar.
second. Yes, yes, whatever, sir. I don't provoke anybody. I ask questions. They are provocative questions. Yes, I agree. But the important thing is that I have to ask these questions so that we can have a better understanding of subjects. And there is no room then left. And I bring all the stakeholders who are the most important ones, including you, Mr. Pathan, so that, viewers, there is no confusion. So we can understand the issues from all its facets. And then we can come to at least one resolution. The time has come perhaps to find a negotiated settlement on these issues. Otherwise, you're going to constantly have trouble like this. And when these individuals from the fringe do speak up, it is the duty of every citizen of this country to shout them down, to tell them they're wrong. You can't have selective approbation. You can't have selective condemnation. You must not have selective condemnation because it leads viewers to a sense at one level then of retribution. People say, oh, they are getting away. They should not be getting away. We should take matters into our own hands. And that's what we're seeing, viewers, increasingly. Let's lower the temperatures. Let's have the sane voices prevail. Let's have conversations across the aisles. Viewers, I want to move on.